just today figured out that I could adjust where the backrest goes on this chair. I've had it for like 2 years. Anyway. Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Morgan M. Steele. I'm an author. Today we are talking about National Novel Writing Month. This is a video that is long overdue. I recorded the vlog footage of this during November. It is now February. It's almost the end of February. And this will probably be posted, well, either at the end of this week or early March. So, no, it will be early March, because it'll be March 1st, regardless, I think. Anyway, or the week after that, perhaps. But yeah, today we were talking about National Novel Writing Month, aka NaNoWriMo, and specifically my last spin on the event. So let us talk about it. And I don't mean the last one because this video is so late, I mean my last one. I'm done. This is it, and we will get into why. So first and foremost, National Novel Writing Month is the event that is run by the organization of the same name every November. It is a writing event that is meant to inspire you to write 50,000 words in 30 days, which boils down to 1,667 words per day. This is an event that I have been partaking in since I was in high school, since I was 15. I used to go to local write-ins with the authors there and hang out in coffee shops and get writing done. I wrote some of my first ever stuff of length because of this event, and it really did as a young aspiring author, someone who had very recently decided that this was something that she wanted to do. This was her goal, to write big long books and just have a good time doing that. This event is something that definitely inspired me to get that ball rolling in a very serious way. And so obviously it has meant a lot to me over the years, which is why it deeply, deeply saddens me to see what has been happening to the organization, especially in these last handful of years, but also as I'm an adult now, there are certain things that can't be ignored within the community that have been going on that I don't think are okay. So, as far as I know, and this is all alleged, I will be linking to articles and Reddit threads down below that you can check out different sources on all of this stuff. This is not coming from me, I'm not source number one, but again, all just my opinion, not alleging anything personally. The big one, right, is that allegedly a bunch of teenagers on the forums were being groomed by event participants, supposedly also some of the people running the event, people in the staff, and MLs, which are municipal liaisons, which are your people that are in charge of your specific region of NaNoWriMo. So for me, that was the group that I met with every week when we did that in November. We had one person that was in charge of that group. So that's the ML. And mine is a lovely lady, and I love her, and she took very good care of me, okay? Did not happen in my corner of the community, but in other corners of other communities, this was something that was happening. Some MLs, there were no background checks that were being done, and so you just have random people in charge of groups that may or may not have minors in them, and that's not okay, obviously. And then the other big one, not as big as the previous one, that is obviously issue number one, but the other big issue here is that in the last year or so, they were called out for one of the event sponsors, sponsoring the NaNoWriMo event. So it's like a not-for-profit event. They have different sponsors, different companies that offer up prizes to Nano participants and winners. And at the end of the season, you can claim different prizes. For example, Scrivener is one of these sponsors. Usually Scrivener is a word processing app program, and so they, at the end of the season, often offer a discount code to get half off, which is a very generous one. But one of their other sponsors was an AI, generative AI writing service, which is very icky, just based on the way that people are trying to use generative AI to replace writers in creative spaces. It's just really not okay, like, bottom line. And so them, like, embracing a sponsor that does this is, like, a very big deal, and it's very bad. And when they got called out on this and they were like, hey, like, this type of sponsor is not okay for you to have as, like, a writing event that claims that they value authors, because most generative AI is stealing from authors of all calibers, all sorts of writing that's posted online and whatnot. Like, it's not okay. Like, services like these are not okay. And they got called out on it. They posted, and I will put the original text here, this response, ableism, which is, they were doing, like, different reasons why generative AI is okay and, like, useful and stuff. And one of the bullet points on this list was ableism. Not all brains have, and this is a typo, okay, have same abilities. And not all writers function at the same level of education or proficiency in the language in which they are writing. Some brains and ability levels require outside help or accommodations to achieve certain goals. The notion that all writers should be able to perform certain functions independently or is a position that we disagree with wholeheartedly. I think there's a typo in there too. Like, so that just doesn't read right to me. There is a wealth, another typo, of reasons why individuals can't see the issues in their writing without help. Okay? That's so f***ed up to say. That is so f***ed up to say. Okay? Like, people with all sorts of disabilities or levels of ability have been finding ways to do their passion, to work around whatever hurdles they have in their way for literally ever. Okay? Like, authors that have hand problems or whatever, like muscle issues in their hands that doesn't allow them to type, they use text-to-speech. Okay? Or speech-to-text. These are things that are helpful for them. People find ways, life finds a way around, like, the hurdles that are put in your way to do the things that you really, really care about. And to suggest that people have to use generative AI to write based on their level of ability, that is ableist. Okay? Ableist to say that at all, to insinuate that they need these kinds of things to be able to write. They don't. They don't. Okay? Using generative AI is not writing. Okay? Computers can't write books. And if they do, it's jarbled Blender garbage of other books that you fed into the computer. It cannot, at the current moment, come up with its own thoughts. It is just garbling things that it's heard and putting them together. Often it's not correct. Often the writing that it's creating is not grammatically correct or technically correct, doesn't take into account any of the things that a human writer would take into account when they're writing a book. It doesn't, like, it's not able to do character arcs the same way that a human person is able to. All it can do is copy what it reads. And so to suggest that, you know, people of different ability levels need to use that technology to write a book, I think is very, in itself, ableist. And they did eventually take this statement down. So that just kind of shows you where they're at. I don't think they took it down completely, but they did, like, edit it. So yeah, so that is the other really big one. Most of these, not most, because some of this stuff was happening before the change in leadership, but they had, like, some CEO changes and stuff. Currently they are being run by Kilby Blades, who is an author. This is a pen name. They are running this program under a pen name, which I don't think you should be able to do. I don't think you should be running a company under a pen name, but that is neither here nor there. The AI thing, anyway, it seems to be under their leadership. Just in my opinion, it does not seem like they know what they're doing currently. And I'm sure more qualified individuals could be running the program, but they currently are not, and probably will not be for the foreseeable future. But I do have my certificate here. One second. It's under some other stuff because it's been 3 months, but yeah, so we have Kilby Blades here in the corner, this is what the certificate looks like this year, who is listed as the interim executive director, meaning not intended to be permanent, so maybe they will be replaced with someone more competent, but that just kind of seems to be the problem in my eyes, at least. That's my opinion. But yeah, so for those reasons and several others, I have decided that this previous NaNoWriMo season was my last one. So, here goes. Not how I thought. Ooh, I almost had a voice. Not how I thought I'd update, but it is November 5th. I'm pretty ahead on word count. Today is election day in the United States, so I'm waiting to go vote with my mom. Got this whole thing going on. I feel like fine, but I had an 8-hour shift yesterday and I was already losing my voice, and so I think shouting for 8 hours trying to make sure people could hear me definitely didn't help. So we're doing that, but yeah, I have 10,000 words. I don't remember the odds and ends. It's going fine. I'm getting through, like, the beginning, like, boring part, like, the establishing stuff, here's where we pick up, here's how everyone's doing, like, all of that of the book, because it's the third in a series. I wrote an action scene. I'm really not confident on it. I am either gonna scrap it or completely rewrite it by the time it's published. But yeah, it's going well. I sent Operation Olympian to a proofreader, so I'm waiting on that as well. We're making big strides, but yeah, this is day 5, doing okay. I've got a Comic-Con coming up this weekend, so trying to, like, front load for that, and then I have another Comic-Con the following weekend. So I have, like, a 2-day lead right now, and I'm planning on keeping that lead, trying to build on it even a little more, so that when the Comic-Con happens, I'm able to kind of recover without losing any progress, and then build up another lead before the next one. So if I don't get anything done next weekend, which I'm not planning on it, I will still be okay to finish out the month. So that's my update. I will see you when I see you. Gonna try to be presentable. Voice is better now. Not perfect by any means, but it is November 13th. I say that and then cough immediately. It is November 13th. I have 21,686 words. I had a Comic-Con. I kept my lead through that. I'm right back at par, but I'm at technically tomorrow's par. So I'm still on it. I'm going to try to beef up my word count again tomorrow. We're going to treat it as a reset. But the goal that I need to hit is 21,667. I am at 21,686. So I am still on top of the overall goal. I just like to be ahead because it makes me feel less anxious. So I'm trying to get further ahead. There's not real rain happening right now. I'm watching a YouTube video. I don't know if you can hear it. I'm recording this on my phone. Anyway, yeah, the election was a shit show. I did my part. It turns out a lot of us did not. So, you know, I'm going to be dealing with the consequences of that for the next 4 years. Yeah, aside from that, my November has been kind of shit. Got a lot of bad news. Hanging in there, trying to power through and use this book as escapism. I feel like I am meandering quite a bit, but I don't know. I think I need it. It's hard to stick to my outline, and it's such a long outline. So we will see. But yeah, anyway, Nano's going okay. I'm about halfway through the month now, but I have hit 20,000, and then some change. So I'll see you at 30,000. I'll try to update every 10,000 words. I guess we'll see how that works. Anyway, it is day 20, technically. It's past midnight. My voice has come back. It took a long time. Still have the cough a little bit, but Yeah, day 20. I hit 30,000 a couple days ago. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm at 33,346 words. I'm on tomorrow's par. So I don't know, my lead has slipped like a little bit. I got lazy yesterday and I was tired and I didn't really write anything. But tomorrow I do plan on getting another word count during the afternoon. To be reminded, one word count is 1,667 words. So I'm planning on getting that many tomorrow afternoon, and then tomorrow evening I'll write even more than that, is the goal. We will see. I've been having a Stardew Valley hyperfixation, so that has been fun, and also very time consuming. So yeah. Oh, did I not refresh? Is that why my word count is weird? I thought I was doing the girl math right. I wrote a bunch of words and it was like, yeah, you wrote like 500. I was like, no, girl, it feels like it was more than that. And it was 783. I just didn't refresh after midnight. So it was messing up my word count a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so I'm still on par for tomorrow. So we're good. Which would mean even if I wrote 0 words tomorrow, I would still be on track, which is, fine. Not the goal. Trying to stay ahead. We're getting close to the end. We're closing in. Home stretch kind of stuff. Nowhere near the end of this book. This book is going to be a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I didn't even think of this until sitting here right now. You just saw the realization. Maybe 4 books. I don't want to do 4 books, though. Like, a trilogy is nice and crisp. I really don't want to split this book into 2 books. I don't know how that would work. But that is draft 2 problems. That is later down the line problems. I might have to make some cuts. Like, some of the stuff I've already written, like, I have a list of things that could be cut. So, we'll see. I do want to do a video on my writing process overall. I've been kind of putting that off. I have one on my writing history, but I don't have one on like how I write a book, like beginning to end. But yeah, part of it is that it is a roller coaster. I don't just sit here and cook, you know what I mean? Like sometimes I do. Like sometimes I'll have a really good writing session and at the end of it I feel like, wow, like that was really great. I feel like I wrote a lot of good stuff. But most of the time it is just me like making a bullet point list as I go along. That's just like, okay, in draft 2, this can get cut. Don't really like that. So lots of ups and downs, lots of good stuff, lots of bad stuff, lots of stuff in the middle that needs to be dialed up in future drafts. But I think it's going well. I think I missed writing these characters more than I thought because I've been editing them for a while. And so I think I tricked my brain into thinking that those are the same thing, but they're not. Like writing new fresh content for these people is different than just editing the stuff I've been sitting on for 7 years. So I missed this like more than I thought I did. It's nice to be back. We will see how long this book turns out, but you won't find that out in this video. You probably won't find that out for years. So yeah, I will see you at 40,000. Shouldn't be long. Okay. I was gonna go to bed and I forgot that technically I did hit 40,000 words tonight. Yay! So we're at 40,000. It has been a grind. We're getting to that point of the month where I'm not really ahead at all anymore. I'm just like on par. And I was gonna stay up tonight and get like a bunch of words done, and it's not happening. I'm going to bed. So hoping to build a little bit of a lead tomorrow and tomorrow night. But we'll see. I hate writing during the day. I don't know when I like messed up my rhythm, but I did. Because at the beginning of the month, like I had a good rhythm going where like I would write. I started at midnight on Halloween and wrote a whole word count. And then the next day I wrote another word count, And in the first 2 days, I had 4 days of words done. And I cannot for the life of me settle back into that rhythm. And I think I'm just finally getting to the part of the draft where I have to like slow down and think more. Just the way my outline is structured, I have to do more thought about the plot points that I have written. Because I guess when I wrote this outline, it was like a year ago. And I did not go, no, it was longer than that. I don't know why I said 1 year. Honestly, I think this was outlined like 4 years ago. And I went back through and I like checked to make sure everything was still good, but like I didn't add that much detail, and now I'm getting to the part where it's like, well, it's a lost and found book. So Mia and her friends have their first college mission. That's all the detail I put. So now I, actually writing the scene, have to decide like all of the contents of this mission because I just didn't think that was important information. And the person I am now, like the outliner I am now, I would have put all that information. I would have planned out all the little details, but I just didn't in the moment. It's like a skeleton outline, and it has been challenging, but we're getting there. And yeah, 40,000, last 10,000 are underway. Like it's gonna be okay. I know I'm gonna finish, but it's just, stressful. So yeah, that's the progress update. I will see you at the end of the tunnel. Goodbye. Also, I've seen Wicked twice already, and it's very good. I did it. I just hit 50,000 words. I have the certificate sitting in the printer directly over there. I did it. I'm scrolling through the winner goodies right now on the website. It does seem they still have that controversial AI site that they are partnered with, but yeah, there is the 50% off Scrivener coupon, which is the whole reason I'm doing this. And that's super fun. So yeah, I did it. Where I'm sitting at 50,000, I'm like a little over that. It's like, open my word count, 50,059 words, so like just over. The second to last time I checked my word count, I was 4 words away, and I was like, I could just do it. I could just get like a nice crisp 50K. And I was like, no, like I do need to like finish this thought. I'm not just gonna get right there. But I did it, and I'll talk to you in a second. You're gonna see my more scripted follow-up, and we'll talk about the challenge and the future of it for me and all of that fun stuff. But yeah, I finished it. Chapter 17. I don't know, I'm not even like halfway through. Oh, we're getting close to the end of part 1 of the outline, actually. Like maybe, yeah, we're getting there. But yeah, I have a lot more outline than I thought to go. I am thinking that I can get it all done in one book, especially if I cut stuff out at the beginning, which I was planning on doing anyway. So yeah, if I just get the beginning of it start like a little sooner, a little more concisely, I think I could get the word count down a bit, because I don't want to publish like a 200,000 word novel. I could. I don't want to though. I'd like to keep it under 150K if I could. Typically I write, the first Lost and Found book is 80,000 words, and the second one is sitting at like 93. So like it could get a little longer. It could get a little bit longer. That's fine. Because that's what happened between books 1 and 2. But yeah, I don't want it to be like ridiculously long if I could make it a little more concise and fast-paced. So yeah, that's that. I finished. I will see you in a second. So yeah, I did it. Got my certificate, as you just saw. I decided to do my last NaNoWriMo for a couple reasons, right? It was my 9th. I was hoping to get 10. I'm not doing that, obviously. I had already worked it into my writing schedule last year and kind of like leaned a lot of things up against this month of writing, and I needed it to get a really solid head start on the writing project I did, which was the 3rd book of the Lost and Found series. The 2nd book just came out. You can order that now, link below. But it was, I needed just a month to put out a decent chunk of writing. So I did that. The second reason I wanted to do the last season is because I wanted the Scrivener half off coupon, which I did mention at the beginning of this video, because I was planning on getting it anyway. I have this new fancy lovely PC here, and it does not have Microsoft Word on it, and I use Word on my laptop because I bought it through their old system, which allowed you to just pay one time and have it forever. Now, if you want the Office suite, you have to pay for a subscription, which I think is bullshit. So I am trying to not do that because it's dumb. So I got Scrivener on this. I mean, the only thing is that there's no like cloud, so I couldn't use it like on my laptop and my computer seamlessly, but I can download it on both with one license, so that's really nice. So that was half off. Usually it is $60. It's $50 if you're doing academic, if you're like a student or a teacher, and you're doing Scrivener, you can get it for $50, but with the half off coupon, it was only $30. So that was nice. Nice little reward for the end of that. I have done videos on NaNoWriMo before. Previous nanos, I think maybe only one vlog actually that I did about like the season and how it went for me and my writing project. And it is something, like as I said previously, that has been in my life since I was 15. That was my first NaNoWriMo, was NaNoWriMo 2015. And it, I think, really did define who I am as an author and as a writer. In general, it helped me prove to myself that I was made for it, that I could write longer things, because before that point I had only written shorter pieces of work, around, 20, 30,000 maybe. And so writing 50,000 words was this hurdle that I wanted to overcome. And so doing it that first year really proved to myself that I could do it. I mean, now I'm at a point as an author, and I think, just the nature of writing is that we grow and we change and we learn how to write things that we didn't know how to write before. Nowadays, my projects average out to like 90,000 words, which I think is really a testament to how much I've grown. But in the beginning, I didn't know that I could do it, and I think I needed this program to prove to me that I could. I have a lot of really great memories. Those first 3 seasons with that group of writers that I met with at that coffee shop. My ML is a wonderful, wonderful lady. When I graduated high school, like, she took me out to lunch to celebrate. She took really, really good care of me. She always made sure I had a ride home, like, stayed with me until one of my parents came to get me, always. She looked out for me. She never made me feel like I was an annoyance because I was this little kid that was like in their group. I was the youngest member in there for pretty much the whole time I was in there, I think. They were always very encouraging to me. They never made me feel like I was cringe, All the adults in that group really, really took really good care of me. And I think one of the other reasons that this is so heartbreaking for me is that not every kid who did it was taken care of the way that I was. And in fact, some of the kids that did this program were taken advantage of. I don't know the specifics. I don't know if it ever went beyond online contact or if it was like at in-person events. But the bottom line is these kids were not protected. And that breaks my heart the most because I was one of those kids. And just like, it would have been so easy for someone to, take advantage of me in that way because I had no idea. Yeah. So that, personally, is the biggest reason that I cannot any longer, do this event. Just knowing that, their response to these things happening was so piss poor. They're like, yeah, we're remedying the problem. I don't know that you can undo all the damage that was done. So, that's it. I have decided that that was my last NaNoWriMo. I don't know if I will be trying to write 50,000 words this November with a different event or at all. I just don't know if that fits into my writing schedule this year. And it always had before. Always had. But I feel a little freer. Maybe, if I catch wind of an alternative event this year, last year was a little too on the fly for people, but this year, now that we've had a full year to recoup and plan, maybe someone else will come up with an event during the month or in December or something else, at that tail end of the year. If you catch wind of one, please let me know. I have been kind of looking, but have not really found anything. Haven't found any, alternative programs that I really like the same to, do the word tracking stuff, so keeping an eye out for those things. Yeah, I have kind of shifted priorities this year, actually. My big goal this year is to make this a 2 first drafts year. 2 first drafts. So I cranked out an outline last month. Took me a couple weeks. Full outline, all the way outline, beginning, middle, end of a book. And right now I'm working on another outline, just kind of off the dome. Something that I have been, like, sitting on the very beginning pieces of for, like, a couple years, and now I'm getting more of the pieces coming to me, and so I'm trying to put those together into an outline right now. But I think it would be really, really great if over the rest of this year, like March through December, I could write both of those first drafts. That's, like, my biggest goal. I would like to finish the first draft of the third book of Lost and Found as well, because I have the first 50,000 words, but a lot of that outline has to be redone, so I have kind of put that on the back burner for now, just to give me more time to kind of cook that bit at least. It needs to be a little more planned out before I dive back in. Might do some surgery on the stuff that I already have written to, like, make that all work and then kind of flow into the rest of it, but we will see where that ends up. And then I would like to put some more work into my murder mystery that I have been working on for the last 3 years now. So those are my big goals, because the murder mystery is, like, the last finished first draft that I have that I'm sitting on, and so if I could get a couple more of those done just to get them into the editing stages, I think that would be great, and then, you know, work on getting some other stuff done. But those are my big goals, so I don't even know if I will be doing a big writing project in November. I don't know if that fits into my goal. I think I don't want to limit myself. I think I want to work on stuff when I'm feeling driven to work on stuff, and not during this arbitrary month that I have convinced myself that I need to save all my good writing for. So I think it's going to be good for me to step back and kind of not do it anymore. But we'll see in the long term how that affects me. And if I join up with some other writing project or something. Yeah, that's still there. I mean, I have been putting it off, so I guess I should handle that while I'm thinking about it right now. If I can get my chair nicely. Alright. Empty wall space? Who is she? What? I don't know what I'm gonna put here now. I have some art from various Comic-Cons that I can put up. I've got some mini posters, I've got all sorts of stuff that could fit in that spot. I guess we'll see. Finally, I would like to thank all of the adults from my NaNoWriMo region who took care of me, who went out of their way to take care of me when I was young and vulnerable. And I really appreciate it. I appreciate you fostering my spark for writing and being very encouraging people when I needed it. And I would like to bid a very bittersweet goodbye to something that was very near and dear to me for a very long time. I wrote a lot of words, I tried a lot of genres. A lot of my writing projects didn't pan out, but some of them did, and I think I'm really better off because of it. I'm older now. I'm a different writer than I was then, and I think I have been changed for the better. Oh, that was weird. Anyway, that was my last NaNoWriMo. Thank you for coming along for the ride, and next year we will have to see where the wind takes me. Thank you all for sticking around. If you made it to the end of the video, tell me what writing projects you're working on this year. Did you do a writing challenge last November? Let me know in the comments down below. Are there any good NaNoWriMo alternatives popping up lately? I do want to hear all of that. That's going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely rest of your day. And as always, take your meds, drink your water, and I will see you when I see you.